your soapbox. Ba-da-da-da. Hey, welcome to the Soapbox with me, Carrie. Hi, everybody. You know, I was thinking something I like about the Decemberists, and I didn't really come in with the Decemberists until sort of later in their career. I had a buddy in college, right? Okay, my roommate in college, he's like, "Gotta listen to Decemberists, man." I said, "All right, cool." So I started listening, and I was a little like, I think that was around the time that their album Hazards of Love came out. And I listened to Hazards of Love, which, funny enough, was actually meant to be a stage musical or some sort of physical interpretation. And I have even seen a version of it that was sort of staged. But I couldn't get into the music. It's well crafted, but I don't know, there just wasn't like a... And I guess that was my issue, right? That I wanted something that wasn't there. Now, if you've never heard of the Decemberists, lucky you, because you now get to discover their music. Anyhow, so I listened to the Decemberists, and I thought, they're okay. And then years later, I actually heard their song on The Office. And if you've watched The Office, you know that in the 9th season, episode 17, The Farm, they end the show with this song of the Decemberists, which when I heard it, I thought, is that They Might Be Giants? Who wrote that song? And we will talk about They Might Be Giants. Don't get me wrong. There's going to be a day for They Might Be Giants because those guys are awesome. But the Decemberists, they did this song... When we arrive, sons and daughters, we'll make our homes on the water. We'll build our walls, aluminum, we'll fill our mouths, cinema now. I mean, it's a little weird. It's kind of weird music, but that's really catchy. And you know what I love about that? That whole song, 2 chords. D major to G major is all that it is. I don't know any of the other words. But when I started really getting into the Decemberists, it was because of this album right here. Boom! This album is awesome. This is What a Terrible World, What a Beautiful World. It's a double album. And if you want to see what the band looks like, there's a picture of them right there. I'm trying to get the glare off of this. There they are. Hello, Decemberists. I think top to bottom, this album is fantastic. One thing I just want to interject here before we get in and talking about this one album. In pop music, it's very, very, very common in pop music for the lyrics to sort of take a back seat. And I know that is a lie. I know a lot of friends who just don't listen to the words at all, but I listen very closely to the words. And some artists, it pushes more like poetry, and some artists, you can tell that they're having fun. I like it either way, but the lyric has to seem crafted to me. If I feel like somebody is just barfing out words over a melody, to me, it doesn't really matter how good the song is. If the lyrics are trash, it's trash. So anyhow, you're not going to find garbage lyrics with the Decemberists. As a matter of fact, I love it when I am taught words by musicians that I listen to. So people like Andrew Bird, The Shins, and especially the Decemberists. They use some serious SAT words in there, y'all. Obverse, dirigible. Do you know what a dirigible is? By land, by sea, by dirigible, we'll leave our tracks untraceable. Now, a dirigible is like an airship, a steerable airship, like a blimp or something, which I had never heard of. A Mistral, a Sibylline, Eidolon, and you look it up, and suddenly you're a little smarter because you're listening to these artists who are bringing what they find interesting into your life. Look it up. Read a dictionary, or maybe you don't need to read a dictionary, consult a dictionary, but please, for God's sake, make America read again. I just think they're the coolest. Some of their songs, like Valencia is a great tune. But on this album particularly, they start with a song called The Singer Addresses His Audience. And it really is. I think that's such a clever way to open an album. He starts by directly addressing his audience. We know, we belong to ya. He's saying, like, look, we know that you love us and we belong to our audience, but we changed and we had to change. We have to change some, right? And that's just a great direct address. I love that. I spent all this time on stage in New York and at various theaters all around the country. And you know what killed me was that I often had to put up what they call the fourth wall, which is where you pretend like the audience isn't there. Theater is a voyeuristic experience, right? You like to sit there and watch somebody who's pretending that they don't know that you're watching them. But I really love that he's not just singing to his audience, he's singing right at his audience. You know, there's another song on this album which I love. It's called Anti-Summer Song, because on another album they have Summer Song, and I'm guessing a producer or somebody or maybe their fans were going, write another summer song like Summer Song. And so they wrote Anti-Summer Song. I'm not going on, just sing another summer song. So long, farewell, don't everybody fall all over themselves. And I think that's hilarious. Coffee, anyone? So, Philomena, the next song is, oh, Philomena, you in a tawdry gown, lean to your window, let's slip a ribbon down and cure to your boredom, if only you let me go down, down, down. He's talking about going down on a girl. There's even a lyric in there. All I wanted in the world was just to see a naked girl, but I found I quickly bored. I wanted more. And I get that feeling. I know how that goes. When I was young, all I wanted to do was see a naked woman. And then once I did see a naked woman, I was like, I want to taste that. You know what I'm saying? So love that song. I can relate. Love that song. And it's got this kind of lilt. It's almost like Toy Box in its style, but he's talking about cunnilingus. So you got to love that. So here in The Wrong Year, you know, it's Wrong Year, yeah, that Gray Jane was a river child, born down by the river wild, but that is just 1,000 songs. Said I don't want to be in those solitaire, and I'm a little bit angry when I can't remember Rob Thomas's words, I'm a family dibby. You got Adele, right, you know, I never found someone like you, I feel nothing but the best for you to do. So that's just a billion pop songs. They're taking something that's already there and they're putting their thumbprint on it. They're making it theirs in their own special way. And that is what an artist is supposed to be doing. You don't have to always sit down and make something completely original. It's not the point. The point is that you take what's available to you and rearrange it and do it in your way. And then here at the very end, one of the last songs on this album is called 12-17-12. And I guess that's when it was written, but it seems to be a very tender ballad, a man maybe singing to his partner about this baby in her belly and this expecting change in their lives. And that's where the lyric comes in. He's talking about, why should I be so happy when so many others are grieving? And you got to think of their grieving. And I mean, just beautiful, poignant stuff. And then he launches in and says, you know, what a terrible world, what a beautiful world. And that's, what a terrible world, what a beautiful world became the title of the album. And I think that's exactly right. When I look around, I see some terrible atrocities, and I also see some of the most beautiful human things happening. And I think music and artistry and finding an audience and creating a relationship with music is that. It's terrible. You have to practice and practice and practice, and you suffer from imposter syndrome, and it's challenging, and you start thinking your own music is crap, or people tell you your music is crap, or that you need to re-edit or rethink or throw stuff out. You got to kill your babies, as it were. But then you come upon new artists and new styles, and somebody teaches you a chord progression that, ding, a light bulb goes off, and suddenly the world becomes beautiful. It is both. So I just find that really, really refreshing. The Decemberists. And I encourage you, if you're going to start anywhere, start here with What a Terrible World, What a Beautiful World. Go give it a listen. And if you don't like it, tough.